Yeah, exactly. And we're live too. We're now
Yeah.
live on YouTube.
Oh, good, good. I'm wondering if I should turn on my camera and bless him with my rigid
Yeah,
face.
feel free. Feel free to. I mean, I'm on the PC, so unfortunately with that, I don't have a webcam, only on my laptop, but yeah, I
Oh,
would
it
be
won't. It won't let me do it. It's all
it.
right.
Oh,
We
won't
can
let
do
you.
it.
Okay.
We can do it next time. No worries.
Yeah, next time let's do it.
Yeah, next time we do video.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Good to see plenty of people joining.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're joining. So, guys, it's good. We're getting active again, uh, and Jonah's making moves. We appreciate that, Jonah. We do appreciate that.
We're trying. We're trying, That's the thing is we gotta keep going. Um, as most of you know, Daoversal 2.0 seems to be, doing everything it should be. So we're excited about that. It's exactly what we want to see from Daoversal. And
I did test a withdrawal on the exchange. I just logged in and tested it. And I was shocked. It took like a second.
yeah,
Took like a second.
we've optimized a lot on terms of that. Like, that was probably one of the biggest issues we had. Um, but
Right.
thankfully, we got that sorted out. So the latency on withdrawal requests are almost next to nothing. 1 minute, it's there.
Yeah, it was like less than a minute. I wasn't used to that. That was good. You know, I guess gone are the days where it takes a day or a week. It's
Yeah. Yeah, no, that couldn't have stayed. We had to get rid of that. Ultimately, we just wanted, withdrawals to be as smooth as possible, where it's something that, it's done instantaneously and people can see that the product, that we envisioned from the very beginning is now working the way it should. Um, any issues that we had, in the during Dalversal V1, we had to get that fixed in V2, and just make sure that things are more consistent across the board. That's been that's been one of the biggest goals, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Jonah, I can't tell you. I know it's been rough. I know it's been rough for you and your team, and I know some of us put you through hell, and a lot of us we do appreciate you not giving up and and sticking to this, and so we're eager to hear the direction we're going to go now, and that I know the community is eager to know too. Some of the moves that you guys have been making.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that's the exciting part, is like, yeah, okay, sometimes, we have these issues, but together, the team has really come together and, I really actually have to thank you guys, Dorian, Daniel, uh Kev, is, Sergeant Deborah, you guys have really helped get, you know, the voice of the community straight in front of the people that can help make those decisions to fix it and fix it for the better for you guys. That's our goal ultimately. Our product is only as good as the community. I've always said that, right? So we need to make the product better. We gotta make the community stronger, and that's what we're trying to do. Yeah, we're not perfect. As I would hope that we could be, but we're getting there, every time, every step we're getting there, getting a bit closer to getting the community active again. We're building slowly and we're doing what we can. The things that were issues before, they're getting solved. We have an issue, we solve it together. That's all we do.
I like it. I like it, Jonah.
okay.
What?
Just from my perspective, I can confirm I did a small withdrawal last night, and the withdrawal took 3.5 minutes from the platform, which is fantastic. It's great, it's smooth, it works fine. Um, What I've got to add to that, Jonah, is that I don't think many people realise that this is not just a Daoversal problem as well. The global financial system is creating hell and damnation all around us. So it's adding to the stress and the problems that we're all facing. We can't ignore that, can we?
Yeah, it's been pretty weird, like I think the markets right now are actually reacting to that, considering the fact that, the new tariffs have really, really, I think, put a little speed bump for progression of local economies, and they're trying to figure out what they do now.
Hmm.
Um, I think even the US is feeling it from their own decision, with probably a short of automobiles coming in with this new tariff. I think they'll feel it there, but it's affecting everywhere, like it's weird. It's weird.
Absolutely. It's going to have a knock-on effect with many projects. I've noticed this over the last month or two. Members might feel that we're quiet and we're not doing anything, but believe me, I've been doing a lot of research looking at similar projects, and by hell, they're struggling as well. It's not just Diversal. It's a lot of projects, We're at the bottom of the market, guys. It's tough times out there, and we're just waiting for those waves to get a little bit lower. We've got big waves up and down all the time. So. Okay, so what we got planned then, Jonah? I can't help but, back up what Dorian said about you addressing the community. So, what have you got planned for us then? Excuse me.
Yeah, so I think what we wanted to do was get you guys to ask some questions, if possible, regarding anything that you want to know about Dalversal 2.0.
Hmm.
Um, and from there, then let's get into some updates that we have. So we have some updates about Dalversal 2.0 in terms of the roadmap. So I think first let's start with some questions, and then I'll get into the roadmap. And yeah, we can keep it kind of short, but hoping that we can continue to do this now, um, every week, and allow us to kind of like stay updated with market trends, and also, stay updated with everything going on with Dalversal. So we want to
Okay.
just keep this one as an introduction, and
Okay. John, I have a question. I don't know. You and I have talked about this before, but the Dao T token and
right.
some of the things the community can do to take charge of the token as a community. Like our community um, can, it seems like we can, if we work together as a community, play a part in um, being more active with the token.
Yeah.
Um, what sort of things could that help if we did that?
I mean, activity speaks a lot, in terms of what you can do with the token, and how you can use the token to actually, you know, increase the ecosystem. So, for example, there's lots of actual different products right now that are in the Solana ecosystem that do accept tokens such as DAO-T for different services. So, if there's something that you guys think is interesting or that we should look into and trying to, figure out if we can actually have some sort of cross functionality between those services, then we're definitely interested in hearing what you guys think. There's different payment providers that can be used. Like some people are accepting, Solana tokens for payment providers. We're interested in all of that and seeing what we can do to, increase the use cases of DAO-T. But right now, it's just about getting more people aware of the fact that, we do have an exchange Telegram bot. We also do have an exchange listing our number one listing on BitGet. So for us, it's just about getting more awareness about that. And now, using DAO-T on the platform for staking is I think one of the biggest things that the community can do right now. So we do have quite a few different abilities for people to, participate and actually acquire some DAO tea or start to use it for staking. But we're looking for more ways for people to use it right now. We're always actively looking.
Okay, that sounds really good, Jonah. So you're opening up the floor basically for us to suggest things as well. Okay. Jonah, before we move on to a little bit more about the promotion side of things, have you got any news at all? I'm sure the listeners, the viewers want to know, is there any news about this latest problem that BitGet have regarding the deposits of DAO-T? Can you cover that?
Yes. So I've actually contacted the team, asking, exactly what's going on. They
Hmm.
they said they were looking into it. Unfortunately, I didn't get a response today, so I'm hoping that tomorrow I will get a response regarding what's going on with the BitGet deposits, and then, I'll just make an announcement in the group letting everyone know what I've been told and what's the situation and when it's going to be resolved. Because I'm assuming that it needs to be resolved quite quickly. So we're gonna see what we can do to get that expedited and resolved as soon as possible.
Yeah, to what I can see, it's not just Daoversal, it's not just DAO-T. There's quite a few other tokens suffering the same problem. Is that what you're seeing from your side as well or not?
Yeah, yeah, I've seen a few other I've seen actually, yeah, quite a bit of tokens that are actually in the same issue. So I don't know what's going on with BitGet, but we've contacted them. We've said, hey, can we get this fixed, or can we look into this? And they said they would get back to me with the response. Sadly, it wasn't today. I was hoping to have the response before, we did this meeting, but unfortunately, it just didn't come. So tomorrow, I guess I'll just make an announcement to the community and let them know what's going on.
Okay, no problem. As long as we're addressing that and trying to keep on top of any news that's available, that'd be great. Okay, promotion wise, and many members know that I did the 500 promotion. I did that twice. I've got to say, guys, it works absolutely fine. There's no glitches whatsoever. It works, and it does help support the ecosystem. It's helped supports the DAO-T token in general. Jonah, can you give us, I don't know whether Alexander's with us or not, but can you give us an oversight of, some things that like how does the promotion help the company? Rather than, just staking down tea. Like people just see it as staking down tea. It's not. The promotion is actually helping in many ways. Can you describe how to the viewers?
I think it's like, just about trying to bring more awareness to the community, like a lot of people um, still kind of check in, but maybe weren't as active before. And this is a way that we can actually sit here and try and get the community a little bit more active.
Hmm.
That's what we're trying to do. So that's kind of what we've been asking, all along. It's just to try and get community members active again.
Hmm.
And this type of promotion, it seems like it worked because, we have a lot of community members that are reaching out to their friends and saying, hey, have you seen the most recent, Daoversal promotion? Looks pretty cool. And it brought a lot of awareness to, the fact that Daoversal 2.0 is kicking off and, a lot of people are getting involved. So I think what it ultimately did was bring awareness. And also, the Twitter campaign side of things was also huge. Like we had a small Twitter campaign as well that goes with that. And it seems like it's really brought up some awareness for Dalversal also on X, which is great. We always want to see, more engagement on our social media platforms because in the end it also helps bring out some more awareness as well.
Exactly, and I'll take this opportunity to point out one of the problems that I saw with this because I do monitor X quite a lot. Members were getting rejected for the promotion, and it was as simple as not filling in the post well enough with the hashtag comments. Now, this is one thing that I noticed that if those hashtag comments are not present, it's not getting the promotion that is required for Dalversal. So it's very important that members do include the bottom line, which is the hashtags. That's how we get the promotion out there. That's how we get more views and more attention to the posts that we're sharing. So I just wanted to add that because a lot of people don't see the importance of the campaign, how it works. If they know the mechanics of how it works, it might, get them to understand why it's there and what the purpose is there, what it's there for, and they can feel more, engaged in it if they know how it works. Yeah.
Yeah, so the hashtag system is actually really important for X because if somebody was to look up, let's say like hashtag Daoversal, they won't be able to see your post.
Hmm.
They won't be able to see, or speak to you or find out, what you've posted. So it really helps actually with the algorithm of X and allowing people to actually see the post you're making about Diversal. So hashtags are extremely important. If we have some of our team members just, typing in the hashtag Diversal and looking for the most recent post, which post gets the most engagement and so forth, we won't be able to see it. Unless we go into the form and manually find your post, it's very hard for us to see or confirm that, and you have in fact posted in the correct manner. So yeah, I would encourage everyone to add a hashtag if you are making those posts on X, because then that way at least we can see that you've done it, we can track it. And if we like the post, of course we'll retweet it, right?
Excellent. Yeah. Yeah. Like I say, that's the easy way to try and find out how. I look at it from the perspective of a new member that's coming in looking and they've seen one post. They might just be curious and type it into the search box, hashtag Daoversal, hashtag Dowty, to see how viral it's gone. And the more there is, the better it looks for the company, the platform, the project. And obviously that brings new attention to the whole kit and caboodle. What I will add as well, Jonah, I noticed that I think there's a new campaign out today. Is that correct?
Yeah, we'll have a new campaign. I think a new campaign is out today. Yeah. So we're having more campaigns come out, I want to say like every month. And right now, speaking of this month, I think I should talk a little bit more about our roadmap that we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
kind of for this year. So,
Mhm.
so in Q1, it's been about the reactivation of, our community, the loyal members, that have been here from day one. We thank you, but we wanted to really kind of try and reactivate and build some confidence up, about the new Daoversal 2.0, and that the system that was, kind of a roadblock for us before has been improved and is working well. As Dorian and Kev have just mentioned that the withdrawals are actually being processed immediately on chain within about 1 or 2 minutes. So that's great to hear. And I think that's also brought back a lot of confidence from the community that this new system, in fact, does have the ability to work the way it should have in the very first place. So that's, been the biggest goal, is making sure the system is smooth, and thankfully it is. Also, I have to thank all the community members such as yourself, Kevin, and Dorian, Daniel, who have helped actually with building the new Dalversal 2.0, because it wasn't actually something that we did alone. We took a lot of you know, I would say support from you guys in terms of how we should build it and what we can do to improve it, where it needs to be looked at a little bit better. The entire system was designed with the community, which we really are grateful for. Q2 is where we reach, with the free project experience activities. This is where we're kind of at now. We're now looking at, providing different promotions that we think might be cool for the community, and how we can actually start to engage and get a better reactivation of our community, because we have such a big community, but just a lot of them don't know that, Dalversal 2.0 is up and running strong. So that's again what we're trying to do. Now we're introducing these activities, and this is a great time because we can see what works, what doesn't work, and we can actually see how much engagement we're getting from the community and social media platforms such as X, and hopefully that will increase over time. So what we for the promotion we do now, maybe we might get double the amount of engagement next time, and hopefully that's the case. Uh, let's look into now Q3. So for Q3, we actually have the beta of Daoversal MySpace and also My Home that will be coming out. It's already available. I've given the link to some people to test out. So now we're going to actually add that on the website. Um, and we're going to continue to develop and, actually get some more criticism again from everyone about what we can do to improve it. And we're going to, try and make sure that we can amplify its social capabilities and become a little bit more of a valuable tool when it comes to replacing Zoom, because that's what we want to do. We want to, have these meetings in the metaverse in our MySpace or My Home. We don't need to be using Zoom anymore. Although I do like the ability of connecting to YouTube, we should find a new way to stream this onto YouTube, our MySpace and My Home meetups. That would be very cool. So that's what we want to do. We also want to be able to find a way to, increase our development cycle into even adding possibly some other games as well in there, or adding social, uh, let's say API plugins that allow people to actually just instantly share moments on MySpace and My Home into like places such as X, Facebook, YouTube, things like that. So in Q4, we're actually going to continue increasing the diversity of MySpace, uh, the users specifically, and try and actually tailor to more different companies. We actually worked with a company that I could announce is called Adnic. We worked with them on actually bringing out their own insurance metaverse. So we didn't really mention this before, but we did develop a metaverse for an insurance company as well. So if you guys do want to actually visit that metaverse and just say hi or check it out, then what we'll do is we'll share a link probably to you guys, or we can have some sort of portal, because we do have those that can allow you to transfer from your MySpace or My Home into the Adnic metaverse just to check it out and see how what that looks like as well. Because we not only have we been developing our own, but we've also been developing for businesses, and we hope to increase um, the businesses that we do work for in their virtual spaces in Q4 as well. So we'll be opening up the door and trying to find more people that we can kind of collaborate with and design some very cool metaverses for them as well. Finally, we have some goals for, 2025 year round. So our goal is to actually just develop a stronger DAO T. We want to actually try and increase the bottom line of our prices. Get some more support from market making teams in terms of liquidity, and of course also the get the price to be stronger. Obviously we have a target that we want to reach, and I think that that's extremely important that, we all kind of develop our own personal targets and try and meet those. But ultimately, I think that will come with the strengthening of our community, the more engagement we actually have from our community. And with that, that is pretty much it, guys. That's what we have lined up for 2025 in terms of the 4 quarters. But of course, there'll be other things, in the meantime that we need to solve or that we'll be working on. Um, I think one of them that we'll be working on is, increasing airdrop promotions, because you know that we did do that in the past. So we might have some spontaneous airdrop promotions for you guys, for our amazing community members, just for different random activities, and getting everyone, excited to be around it here again.
Okay, sounds great, Jonah.
Great.
I think it's very important that collaborating with new, people that you've been working with before as well. That should be great because it'll give us an idea of, the roadmap ahead. So yeah, go ahead, Dorian. You was going to say.
I was going to say, so Jonah, you're going to, I know, I want to thank you for coming in here live for the world. Is this something you're gonna plan to do in the next coming week or so? Again,
Um, Coming week, sorry, what do you mean?
like you are you
Which
going to
part?
do this? Are you going to um, address the community on a like a weekly basis or a monthly basis or consistent some type of consistent basis?
I mean, yeah, I would love to do like 2 times a week even if we could, just to chat, hang out, and talk. Like I like to see that there is some questions, that's even being broadcasted on YouTube. I think one of them was asking, is it possible for UK members to register on Big Get Exchange? Sadly, that's not still available. We've asked them many times, but I think it's something to do with their licensing for that UK region.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is.
know exactly.
UK regulations, Jonah. It's not possible to do in the UK.
Then we might just have to look at other options, maybe some exchanges that are UK licensed, and see if we can open those doors. I mean, we have to, right? So
Yeah,
Okay.
we have to. I've was Jonah. I've been looking at the numbers, like what it would take to get big at other exchanges, and it looks like our community is definitely big enough to um, get the presence of Big Get out there. It's something we haven't really strategized on yet, but there are things, Jonah, that's some of us have been working on that maybe we can play a part in market making the token, kind of like Neil has done for us.
I'm happy for, any type of participation, from the community. If there's a market making that's done by the community, I mean, that would be very cool to see.
Mm.
Um, that always helps. That always helps. If we're not reliant on just one market maker, then that's even better. And if the community's the ones themselves doing it, that's I think the dream scenario for most projects.
I
All
saw
right.
a post a couple of days ago, and it pretty much sums it up, guys. One man, and it went like this: one man can fish and feed himself for a day, but many men can fish together and feed a community. And I think that pretty much sums up what we're looking at. If you've only got a small handful of people trying to make this work, it's going to be extremely difficult. But if everybody just does that little bit themselves to, you know, as their part towards the project, then that would make a hell of a difference. It really would.
Um, it's something I've been looking at for some time, and I think the community is definitely big enough. Now we have been dormant, obviously, because of Diversal One. Some things have happened, but what we need to see, we need to look at the glass half full. We've got 2.0. It's fresh, it's a baby, it's working, and we're in.
Hmm.
And we can really make the best of this. My opinion, and Jonah, anybody can correct me, but my opinion is where the tokens go, we're going to go. And we, it doesn't take much. It's not going to take much for us to do what we need to do with this token. Um, I've done the math, and there's things, Jonah, we probably as a community probably need to do a better job of educating people on some of the things we could do on the minimal side
Right.
to ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we're all in this together, right? So we'll pick it up where we can and figure out where we can improve. Um, I, I'd love to see more use cases for the token. So I think what we'll end up doing probably also during this quarter is looking at, other third party services that could possibly benefit from having Daoversal accepted as some form of payment or finding some sort of way for like collaboration with these companies. Web3 or the Solana ecosystem is so diverse, so there's probably a million things we could do with it, DAO that we just haven't got to yet. So we're gonna look into them and see if we can add it.
Yeah, it's growing by the day. There's certainly a lot coming our way, and we've got a very big future. There's loads of projects being launched daily. So yeah, I mean, even that part of it, the community could, contribute that by looking around, and if they see something, just Jonah, who would be the best person to contact? If, say, a member comes up with an idea, who's the person to contact? Would it be Alexander?
you can contact me or Alexander or one
Yeah.
of you guys, you know, and
Okay.
it'll just open the door. You know, if it's a great idea, someone's gonna get back to you guys. Like you
Sure.
can't, you got to
So
know that.
So you've heard it there, guys. Anybody comes up with any ideas that they think it might work, just contact us, and we'll see what we can do. I've got to say it, guys. We're looking at Daoversal 2, over the last past few months, even though many members have been very quiet and thinking nothing's, happening, it is. It launched and it's rolling. And like I explained, I get daily rewards because I step forward because I stepped forward. I felt I had to in order to prove to myself that I was doing my bit towards the project to help me. That's the way I see it. I maybe don't see it from a leader's point of view. I just see it from my point of view. And if I can do my bit to help me in the project, then that bit helps everybody else. So yeah, Dorian, I think you're right. If members could just open the vision a little bit, and look at the wider picture of this. After all, a social fi metaverse is supposed to be community run, community, suggestions like don't Jonah said. We want to involve the community more, a lot more.
100%. 100%. I'm surprised we haven't seen a token come out, that's like paired with DAO T. I mean, the community could do that too, even if they wanted to. Um, NFTs, powered with DAO T, we could find those, we could find some sort of drops or something like that that maybe we can do for fun. We anything basically that is related to DAO T, we're all for it. We're all for it. So we'll keep the door open. Guys, if you have any suggestions, if there's anything that you think we must be part of, just let us know and we'll see how Dalversal fits in that picture and create a beautiful story with it if possible.
Awesome. Well, Jonah, we don't want to keep you too long. I appreciate you giving us that roadmap, and maybe we can get things moving again, in the right direction, and get more of us to play a bigger part of it, like you and Kev have mentioned. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you
Yeah,
hung in there while it was hard.
hey, not a problem. It's been a big learning experience, for myself and a lot of the team members here, and I'm sure for you guys as well. Like learning just how we can make it better, how what we got to do to fix the parts that were broken in Dalversal, and thankfully some people have stepped up to help make that happen. I gotta actually thank Lulu recently because she's been on it with supporting some of the issues that community members have. Without those type of people stepping up and helping us, I think it would be a lot harder. Thankfully now we got um some people that can fill those roles and get community members sorted out and onto the right path, whether it's just, with, getting more information on actually how to participate in some of these promotions we have, what to tweet on X if, they need help on how to try and bring a bit more awareness. They want to help but don't know how. We have people to help out. All of these groups now that are being created just to be able to, you know, s talk about the new Diversal 2.0 is great to see. And of course, your guys' input, everything is based off of that. So thank you guys so much. Yeah, Dorian, we'll keep this one short. It's already been about 30 minutes, so I think that is a good time, probably, guys, to end it until we have our next live Zoom. Right now, it is Thursday my time, so hopefully, guys, we'll see one coming actually maybe this Sunday to end off the week, and then we will look at what that looks like for the following week for some more Zooms and live streams, guys.
Okay. Appreciate you, Jonah.
Yeah, sounds good to me, guys. And, let's keep an eye on all the groups, the Telegram groups, and, keep an eye on what Alexander's posting with the promotions. And like Jonah said, don't sit there not knowing how these work. If you've got any questions, we're there to help you guys. We don't bite unless asked.
All
Okay, guys, many thanks. Over to you,
right.
Dorian. Cheers.
All right. Bye for now, guys. Thank you, Jonah.
All right, guys, see you.
Cheers,
See ya.
Jonah. Bye bye.